Good day, Vikings and adventurers. Welcome back to Aska. So there was a topic posted on the Reddit forums about the perfect villager size being possibly 48, and I thought I'd explore that in my latest playthrough. So my initial thoughts are it's a great template for beginners just getting into the game to have a goal to hit before the first invasion. So here we are sitting in our second autumn. We're 3 days out from the invasion, and I thought I'd just give you a run through my interpretation of the 48 villager village and see if you do it any different. So we're standing outside our first mine. This is completely vanilla settings on a random map. This was my second roll, not a cherry pick seed. This was our initial location, flat spot outside mine, close enough to the shore to get some fishing done. So our first woodcutter's hut here, outside the fir trees that are decimated at this point, but that's going to get relocated after our invasion. So since I knew how many cottages I needed to reach our 48 villager housing, it was easy to make a napkin drawing and kind of set up the village. So we have this main highway going down the residential area, and it separates the production side of things from the food side of things. So for food production, we have the hunter's house, we have 2 fishing houses and 2 farms, and the first farm is getting upgraded to the farmhouse. And that's my first take on this build, is I really don't think you need 2 farmhouses to reach this point. I think just 1 farm in the initial run with 3 plots would be sufficient, and then once you upgrade that to the farmhouse and get in the 4th plot, that's going to be plenty enough to sustain your 48 villagers. So when I got the carpenter, the first buildings I upgraded was the workshop house first off, to be able to increase to 6 workers in our carpenter shop making all the refined wood products for the village. And then the second building that I upgraded was the cookhouse to be able to make the tier 3 and 4 pies. But I also kept the second cooking hut to continue the soup production, as well as our initial barbecue pit for the tier 1 foods. So as far as the village layout goes, we've got our 6 cottages in the residential district here. We got my proud chieftain's hut up on this side. Our invasion is coming from the north this year, so we have defensive perimeter set up here with watchtower, hedge tower. Then something that I haven't seen a lot of people mention is how I set up my hedge towers with the hedge walls and spikes in front of the hedge tower, because the hedge tower will attract the invaders and they beat themselves half to death on the hedge wall spikes before getting to your tower. Let your archers in the hedge tower get some free pot shots on them. But the buildings I was actually able to upgrade to the 2nd or 3rd tier with the carpenter's shop was surprising to me. I was able to get out all of our tier 3 gathering pits to be able to upgrade to the proud chieftain's hut, which allowed me to make my 3-man party to go around and defeat 4 of the mini bosses. So in the coming year, I'll improve my armor and go after the stone Jotun. But here's our farm fields with our wall of water troughs, because I only had 1 well that spawned close enough to the farm fields this go around. Got our outhouses here for compost production. Over at the shore, we had our boat builder, which is the building I made after our armory, or excuse me, our barracks and our archery range got upgraded to provide skippas for our 2 fishing houses, which came after the boat builder. So we're running 4 farmers. We have 3 cooks in between the cookhouse and the hut. We have 1 barbecue. We have maybe 3 or 4 warehouse workers for the food, for the stone, and for the raw carpentry materials. So this is my birch forest over here. This is our woodcutter's house, and then on the opposite end and on the production side of things, we have the raw hardwood storage over here. Got 1 worker on that. Our initial clothing shop right here with the weaver and the leather worker. Then the workshop house with the metal worker carpenter shop. So I made ahead of time, I made this warehouse here for the finished carpentry goods, but as of now I have so much building going on with the refined carpentry goods, I don't even need the warehouse, so it's unstaffed. I was able to make the armor smith and get all the leather pieces because I did have a level 49 crafter in my initial clothing shop. As far as surprising things this go around, I actually used the heck out of the stone cutter this time and created the finished roads because I did have the napkin drawing of the way I wanted my village to end up in the first invasion. So the first roads that I built, I had to build a little farther from the shore than I wanted to. So the first roads I built were these roads down to the fishing houses, connecting it to our food warehouse up here. And then from there I just branched off. I made the highway going down Main Street in our residential area, and then branched off from there, just connecting the warehouses and production buildings for our village to move resources around easier. So plans for the village after this invasion, we're going to relocate our initial wood house over to this side of the village to make use of these fir trees over here. We're going to complete the wall. Like I said, our invasion's coming from the north side this year. So on the north side we've upgraded the wall to hedge wall, hedge spikes, guard towers, all that. But in the coming year we'll just continue to encircle the village with the hedge wall and hedge spikes for protection. Then we're going to upgrade the Bloomery to give us the improved metal worker, to give us the improved carpenter shop, and that'll allow us to build the improved armor smith to get our tier 4 armor and weapons to take on the Jotun. But as far as armor for guys go, they're all in tier 2 with leather helmets, shoulder pads, and the thick leather gambesons. Alright, other than that, barracks and archery range fully staffed with 3 with patrol routes. So there's not enough villagers for the shamans to be working full time. So right now I just have the air rune stone going to try to improve our archers to put in the towers before the invasion. We were able to build the healer's hut, but like I said, we don't have enough persons to actively staff that, but we'll pull our guy off the air rune stone when the invasion starts, and he'll be our healer for patching up our guys after the invasion. So that's where I'm at, just a few days before the first invasion. Thought I'd give you my take on the perfect 48 villager village. Alright, share your thoughts with me. Thanks.